Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for Thursday Night Football, Week 10, between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins on Thursday, November 11th, 2021. My name is Steve, and we're going to have three picks here for you today that I think are great value bets for this Thursday Night Football game. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support in the channel. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 900 subscribers here by the end of the week, so appreciate your help out with that. Also, be sure to check out our community Discord page. It's a great place to connect with our community, to get new ideas for bets and just chat about sports. It's a lot of fun, and I highly encourage you to check that out. We'll have a link in the comment section and in the description as well. As far as our previous results from the last episode, for our comment cappers, we had Arthur Shaw calling the Santos over 1.5 field goals there for the Bears at plus 120 odds. Was able to cash that. Great call out there from Arthur. As far as our stream results, we went 0-3. It was a sad night. It was a close night. Missed by half a point, and then we missed on a half a yard on two of our bets. So we had the same game parlay, Steelers minus 2.5, parlayed with the over 32.5 points, and Steelers kind of fell apart there a bit in the second half. Almost lost the game. Ended up winning 29-27, so we missed by a half a point, and they just won by 2 instead of the 3 that we needed. And then Deontay Johnson, longest reception, over 22.5. He finished with a 22-yard reception. It's kind of nasty. And two other Steelers clips this line as far as longest reception, Chase Claypool and Nate Washington, but not Deontay Johnson. So I was kind of sad on that. Didn't mind the bet, but what can you do? And then Najee Harris over 79.5 rushing yards. He finished with 63, so it really wasn't all that close on that one. But we get after it today, guys. We're going to get that 3-0, so let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we are going with the Baltimore Ravens minus 7.5 spread here versus the Miami Dolphins at minus 108 odds. So coming into this game, the Dolphins really on both sides of the ball are not very good. They don't rank good at all, pretty much in any category, offense or defense. They're 30th in total defense, 27th in scoring defense. They're 30th in total offense, 28th in scoring offense. So on the season, they're not a good team. They lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars there over in London. I know they beat the Texans last week, but that's not impressive. There's nothing that gets you about that. And the Texans are a bad football team too. And they're playing a Ravens team here that, a lot of people felt that this team could compete for a Super Bowl. Really just a couple weeks ago. Even still now, I would think. But a couple weeks ago, the Ravens were kind of the talk of the town. The big comeback there against the Colts on Monday Night Football. They've had a lot of close games that they've been able to win. Game against the Chiefs, game against the Colts, last week against the Vikings. They've had a lot of close games, but they've also had a tough schedule. They've played the Chiefs, they've played the Colts, they've played the Vikings, they played the Chargers, they played the Bengals. They played a lot of tough teams here early on in the season. They played the Raiders. But finally, they're getting another good matchup here with a Miami team that, like I said, is not very good. The Ravens coming into this game are 2nd in total offense, 7th in scoring defense, and they're 7th in scoring offense, sorry. 2nd in total offense, 7th in scoring offense. And then on the defensive end, they're 21st in scoring defense and 23rd in total defense, which are actual improvements here later in the season. They were near the back as far as defensively at the start of the season. They've actually gotten a lot better. So I think overall, I love this Ravens team. I like how they're built. Lamar's a superstar, and I think he's performed very well. Given the schedule that he's had here at the beginning of the year, hasn't really had a chance to beat up on any bad teams. He'll have his chance here on Thursday night against the Dolphins. I expect him to. On the season, neither one of these teams is very reliable on the spread. Both teams are 3-5 on the spread. But I think, the Ravens here coming in just have a significant advantage in so many different categories that they should be able to cover the spread. 7.5 really isn't that big. And I anticipate them covering here on Thursday Night Football. So take it there for your number 1 pick. Baltimore Ravens minus 7.5 spread here versus the Miami Dolphins at minus 108 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with Lamar Jackson over 233.5 passing yards here for the Ravens at minus 115 odds. This one's on DraftKings that I found. On FanDuel, it was at 235.5 yards. So take the best line that you can get. Like I said, DraftKings has this at 233.5. So Dolphins, we just talked about how bad their defense has been. They were 30th in pass yards allowed at 280.9 per game. So obviously not very good there. Lamar Jackson has been actually very good to this line. Very good throwing the football overall this season. He's 7 out of 8 to this line on the year. 3-0 in primetime. So he's been very good throwing the football this year. And I feel like Vegas still hasn't caught up to this because, you know, I always look at his passing yards line and it's always in this range. I'm like, what is going on here? They're not giving the man some respect. But yeah, like I said, he's been very profitable on this. I've taken his pass yards line, you know, a decent bit this year, probably 4 or 5 different times, and I haven't lost on it yet. So, obviously, been very happy about that. In his one career start they did have against the Miami Dolphins, he was 17 out of 20, 324 yards and 5 touchdowns. I could easily see him repeating that performance. Very similar type of defense that he's playing against. Not very good against the pass at all. Game's going to be in Miami. He's going to be feeling good. It's in primetime football. Like I said, he's 3-0 on primetime to this. The last time we saw him in primetime against the Colts, he threw for over 400. But like I said, I love the way Lamar Jackson's been throwing the football this year. And again, got a great matchup here. So take it there for your number 2 pick. Lamar Jackson over 233.5 passing yards here for the Ravens at minus 115 odds. Okay, and at number 3, this is one of my favorite primetime bets that we're returning to. Mark Andrews, tight end for the Ravens, over 50.5 receiving yards here at minus 113 odds for our number 3 pick. Andrews on the season, 5 out of 8 to this line. His lowest output in his last 7 games is 44 yards. So I like seeing that. That means, you know, he's pretty much on the hook. And a couple of these, you know, he's been right there, which I like seeing that. And then you're getting a great matchup here with the Dolphins, who give up the 7th most yards to tight ends, yards per game to tight ends. So I like seeing that, obviously, as well. It's a great matchup for him. And he's really Jackson's, you know, him and Marquise Brown are his 2 most reliable targets. Andrew, you know, big target there over in the middle of the field. Very good tight end. Last time he was on primetime football against the Colts, he went off for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I like him to, you know, I don't obviously score 2 touchdowns, but I like him to also score a touchdown too. Not going to make that an official pick, but I would highly recommend it. I'm going to probably end up playing it as anytime touchdown, plus 150 odds. Very good value on that as well. So, you know, I think the Ravens, like I said, the Ravens are going to have a big night here. These bets, keep in mind, they all go together. So if you like to hedge your bets a little bit, you could go with some different stuff. You know, on the side of the Dolphins, but you know, for me, this is what I believe is going to happen in this game script. So I'm not gonna waver on my picks. This is what I really believe is going to happen. So this is what I expect to happen. I expect to go 3-0 tonight with these picks. I really do. I always do, but sometimes it don't work out. But anyway, like I said, Mark Andrews, great. You know, great matchup here. He's had success to this line on the season. He's been close, you know, in 2 of his losses. His first game of the year, he had like 20 yards receiving, but since then, he's been really good. So, really love it there, guys. For number 3 pick, Mark Andrews, over 50.5 receiving yards there for the Baltimore Ravens at minus 113 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our official picks. Did have a couple additional thoughts here on this game. If you wanted to hedge your bets here a little bit and, you know, have something on the side of the Dolphins, I would highly recommend Mike Gesicki, the tight end for the Dolphins as well. His over-under line for receiving yards is 54.5, but the Baltimore Ravens give up the most receiving yards to tight ends per game. So that's a very solid look. Also, his anytime touchdown as well for Gesicki, I also believe is a great look. The only thing you got to watch there is who's going to play quarterback for the Dolphins tonight. Still not sure. Tua's questionable. For me, I don't think it matters too much. I think, you know, Tua and Jacoby, I don't really see a huge difference as far as in the passing game. You might actually get more value out of Brissett in the passing game. You know, It really depends. It depends on the day. Some days Tua looks good. A lot of days, sometimes he doesn't. And, Brissett, same way. Brissett could throw the ball at times, but then, really struggle times. So it's hard to gauge as far as that goes. But I do like Gesicki here to get receiving yards as well. Not an official pick, but again, that's a recommendation if you want something on the other side. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you all enjoyed the content today. Again, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe. If you're returning to the channel, if you're a supporter, hitting that like button also helps out a lot too, so I really do appreciate that. So if you don't mind hitting that like button, that'd be awesome. Other than that, that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.